How you guys doing? This is very important in reference to the history of things. Check to see if my mother opened up the Italian embassy in Indianapolis, Indiana. My mother, Doris Duke. And check to see which locations or types of locations my father opened up in America, such as if my father opened up any Jewish museums or Holocaust museums or any museums. See if my mother or father, what they opened up in America for certain community acknowledgments of history or things in this country, and my grandparents too. Somebody sent something else from that for that Aaron Grimes person. Uh, I don't look like Aaron Grimes, and I'm going to warn you again, don't send nobody else's shit to me. I'm the child of my mother and father. The records department in America needs to send me a copy of my driver's license that my mother had made for me. Do you understand that? This is total bullshit. I'm waiting for postal mail from friends that are on the associated friends list, such as other Hollywood A-list celebrities. I'm waiting for information from my mother and father's companies. I'm waiting for information from my mother and father's properties in reference to which location knows where I'm at, which maid or butler knows where I'm at. The point of information, I'm the owner of my mother and father's estates, and I'm not going to tolerate anybody's disruptions or accusations or allegations. If somebody makes an accusation or an allegation against me, it can cost them their fucking life in prison. You can go to prison for delaying and holding me hostage. And somebody wants to know which person sabotaged my truck driving test and how many times these men had raped me after that truck driver's test. The men that raped me get the death penalty. I don't care. You can go to prison for life. These men sabotaged my truck driving test because they wanted to rape me. Every fucking one of them faces the death penalty. And in reference to people that are blocking me from my trust funds or blocking me from my benefits or blocking me from my rights as an American, every fucking person can go to prison. Don't ever send anybody else's bullshit to me in the postal mail. I'm waiting for important things for me. Do you understand that? I'm waiting for fan mail, or I'm waiting for letters from girlfriends that have known me or females that want to date me, or maybe one of the ballet schools or scholarships or one of the universities in another city and state. Do you understand that? Does this Aaron Grimes have a little nose? What color is Aaron Grimes? Is he white or black or any color in between? What ethnicity is Aaron Grimes? I don't have a clue who he is. But don't ever fucking send his shit here. Don't send anybody else's shit here ever. Do you understand that? I'm the child of my mother and father. And if anybody that's claiming that they're some certified person of government and you can't get it fucking right, you need to step down immediately. And in reference to any executive of any of the companies of my mother and father, any of you disrespecting me, you're going to be out. Any politician you're conspiring with, you're going to be charged for treason. And you're going to lose every goddamn thing. Do you understand that, Mr. Government Man and Mr. Politician Man and illegal executive at the companies? Now, don't forget, in reference to executives at the companies, you have to have a certain credentials you have to have a certain type of financial portfolio to be an executive. If you did not meet the requirements of what an executive's job is at the companies or a board member at the companies, then you're going to be sued and prosecuted for corporate theft, corporate treason, and corporate espionage. Do you understand that? I'm not going to tolerate other people popularizing theirself and shitting on me when I'm the goddamn owner of the companies. Do you understand that? Any executive or board member that ever slandered my intellect or slandered my character or tried to rape me or tried to murder me or tried to steal from me, you're going to get prosecuted. Do you understand? You people stole from me. Your people allowed people to kidnap me. When they find out which ones are involved, you're going to get prosecuted. And the person that damaged my teeth is going to have to face the death penalty. You can lose some body parts in the courts, government man. The courts can take your eyeballs and take things from you that you damaged on my body. And things that, since some of you don't have real teeth, maybe you'll be losing an eyeball or something. I don't know what the court's going to take away from your body. Maybe you'll lose your arms and legs. I don't fucking know. Because you people have tried to cripple me. I've never done a fucking thing to none of you. My parents was great, wonderful people. My parents discovered a lot of people for careers, meaning like that's what they call it in Hollywood when somebody discovers somebody or puts them in a movie, you know. Somebody that's kind of wet behind the ears, somebody that's naive, or somebody that's kind of new to the industry, or even some people that's been in the industry that, you know, that there had been mass numbers of people and people had to weave through each other to find, you know, certain types of talented people to be in movies or TV shows or whichever. I'm the child of my mother and father. It is documented that people are stealing the postal mail and people are trying to confuse my identity. It is obligatory by law that they go public with the information of who I am and who my parents are. Anybody refusing must get thrown out of the media. My parents was richer than you. My parents owned more property in the media and technology in the media than anybody else in Hollywood. Do you understand that? Anybody in Hollywood claiming to own more technology of the motion picture industry than my parents or grandparents? You know, don't forget, my parents and grandparents was in the entertainment industry in the 1800s too. So in reference to people trying to play their game of confusion and manipulations and acting like they're turning a blind eye to this situation, you people damaging my face and teeth or sexually assaulting me or injuring me or holding me hostage or stealing monies or checks or credit cards that the companies tried to send to me, or maybe the companies didn't send nothing. Or maybe somebody's trying to confuse my identity with somebody else. My identity is documented in the Royal Protocol, which is on television 24 hours a day. A director, a writer, a producer, or a cinematographer, most of them can point out the information. And we know law enforcement and government offices have copies of the Royal Protocol information in their offices or in their database. I'm not going to tolerate anybody's confusion. You people have made my life very difficult, and I'd already been through a lot of difficult situations from other people's abuses. My parents didn't cause you any problems. I didn't cause you any problems. Your displacement of blame and your exaggerations and your accusations and allegations that your people have tried to put on me can get you put in prison for the rest of your fucking lives. I'm not going to tolerate your political communism or dictatorship. My parents didn't owe you nothing. My father loaned money to the American government, and the American government never paid it back. So in reference to the crimes of government people and their accusations and their slander, I am not your race. I am not your religion. I am not obligated to you. I am the owner of my mother and father's estates and companies, and I'm the owner of my grandparents' estates. And anybody conflicting with that must get prosecuted immediately. This has been over 30 years of government bullshit, and even longer than that. Even back in the 70s, it was serious. You know, since 93, it's been 30 years. In basic information. And in reference to the 80s and the 70s and when I was younger, and I was in a coma from government thieves trying to steal from my father, and my father and mother won in that court case, and my name was supposed to be on some of those court records. So in reference to anybody confusing my identity for their personal benefit, for the benefit of their race, for the benefit of their popularity, they must get prosecuted for causing me problems. Whoever anybody is. I'm the only child of my mother and father, and that motherfucker just communicated, said, oh, you're going to have a lot of problems. Well, being a smartass, whatever you say has got to be on the record, man. I am not your child. I am not your property. I am not your race, and I am not your religion, and I am not fucking obligated to you or your government personnel or your government office or your fucking administration. So whoever the fuck you are, government man, just remember, what you say can get your political ass thrown in prison for the rest of your fucking lives for treason and trying to steal two of the largest estates in American history. I'm the owner of my mother and father's estates forever, you motherfuckers. And you're violating the laws of Elliot Ness. And you're violating untouchable laws, which means you can get the death penalty for trying to touch me, or raping me, or physically assaulting me, or stealing genetics, or trying to steal my mother and father's estates, or even holding me hostage with your fucking illegal detainment and your accusations of trying to analyze somebody so you could rip them off or cause them injuries. You're going to need to face the death penalty for your fucking crimes, dirty government man. Laws of Elliot Ness are very important. And your government agents need to get prosecuted.